Hey folks, Gary here. In a different location this morning. I'm here in Williams Lake. My wife Marna, she works with foster parents, just through training and all sorts of things. And today we're doing a craft day with the kids and with foster parents here in Williams Lake. Why? Because we love to bless foster parents. There's a special part in our there's a spot in our heart for them. Thank you so much. If you're a foster parent, thank you for what you do for providing a safe environment for kids, a loving environment, a place where they can feel safe and loved when their life is in chaos. And like I said, there's a spot in our heart for them because of the foster parents that took care of our son. That provided him a loving, safe environment before we adopted him. Thank you so much for that. You guys got him started on the right foot, and that was really, really special. So we really appreciate that. And that said, sometimes you can do all the right things and all the good things, and some people might not appreciate that. Some people trying to protect their own interests, happens all the time, will say just garbage about you. They'll do all this stuff behind your back and say just ridiculous things that are not true. I want to tell you, I understand that. You don't have to be a foster parent for that. That's just anybody that can happen. And I relate to that. Being in ministry, man, that happens all the time. People will do that. So what do you do when people are talking behind your back or saying horrible things about you in your absence? How do you respond to that? Well, in 1 Peter chapter 2, which we've been reading through, verse 13 tells us about that. Actually, verse 12, tells us about that. It says this: keep your conduct amongst the Gentiles honorable. So when Peter puts down Gentiles in that, he's basically just saying unbelievers, okay? So keep your conduct amongst the unbelievers honorable, so that when they speak against you as evildoers, so when they're speaking against you and doing all this kind of stuff, they're actually doing evil when they talk about your character behind your back, right? When they speak against you as evildoers, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day of visitation. So your good deeds will actually prove that they're wrong, right? The history of what you've done will prove that they're wrong because you've done good, not evil at all. And when Peter writes this, he's actually referring back to what Jesus taught him back in Matthew chapter 5 in the Beatitudes. So if we look at chapter 5 of Matthew and we look down to verse 16, Jesus says, in the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. People will do stuff. Like I said, they'll talk behind your back. They'll do all sorts of things to protect their image or whatever it might be. Don't bite on it. Just let it go. Instead, keep going on and doing what God's called you to do, and do it for His glory. Bless others. Keep your conduct honorable, so that people will see that body of work and say, no, God's really good. And they'll give glory to God afterwards. They'll see God through the things that you do. Don't sweat what other people do. Stay on with what God's called you to do.